Okay. So I'm gonna make this video about my second year as short as possible because I realized I talked forever about my first year. But then again, that was a really bad year. So snarky comics and insults still came, but they were less prevalent, so it was easier to deal with and stuff. Um, I also had to turn in my second year report, and the one weird thing about that is they said to turn it in JLC format, but the example that they gave to us wasn't in JLC format. So I followed the example because I figured if the example, wasn't good to follow, why would they give it to us? And I ended up having to redo the paper and resubmit. So that was a little annoying, but I ended up passing. Months later in May of 2014, and that would be like 5 months ago. Um, had to do an oral exam, so that would be the advanced material candidacy exam. Passed that with really no major issues, so I guess that's cool. And I'm slowly closing in on research, like finishing my first research project. So things were looking better, at this time. By May, June, that general area, uh, that general time frame. Until I get up into the end where I only have one substrate, the triflate substrate. So I make it, and the first few times that I, do the methodology step, I got pretty low yields. So, I plan to do it again. So I set up my synthesis, and the first step towards the triflate was the Sonegashira coupling. And side note, the group was having a picnic, and by that time I was like, I really have grown to just not want to deal with anyone in my group when I don't have to. I've gotten more antisocial since I've been here, and I was already a quiet kid to start with. They just made me worse since I've been here. So I decided to abstain from the picnic. And you know that Sonic is shared cross coupling? I found out after I wrote down that I wasn't coming on like the little sign up sheet that you you write on it when you want to say you're gonna bring, a bag of chips or hamburgers to the picnic. Well, the next day I found out that my reaction temperature was increased to 200 degrees. Okay, well, that's inconvenient. So I pull my stuff out the oil bath and chromatograph it and, analyze the samples by, proton NMR, and I found out my stuff is completely degraded. And then I emailed my boss about it, and, she just doesn't even reply. I wonder why. My thoughts are that she's the one that increased the temperature. Hmm. Yeah. But luckily for me, she decided to be nice. She decided that she wasn't going to make me do it over again, that she was just going to submit the paper. We ended up submitting to Organometallics. It's an ACS publication. Hmm. On another note, during the summer of 2014, I played baseball in the Pacific Coast Baseball League. And I can honestly say it's not the people of UCI that I don't like being around for extended periods of time. I've noticed a growing trend that it's just people in this area in general. It's like we have different rules of social engagement, and their rules aren't to my liking. And the big infraction to me is like when they speak insincerely. Like when they say something to you and you know it's a lie and yet they try to sell it so hard, but it just doesn't work. It just kind of makes me not want to talk to people. It makes me believe that no one here is really worth the effort of trying to get to know, you know? But yeah, and it kind of made me not want to play as hard when playing baseball, you know? And, I was I would say I was a baseball fanatic when I was younger. But as of right now, I could just like, yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, I already paid my money, so I should probably get all the swings and ground balls I can. Even though I couldn't honestly say I played hard and with good technique and whatnot, you know. But it's not like I don't like playing baseball anymore. It's just I just don't particularly care playing with those people. Like one of my teammates invited me to play, not play, but hit in the batting cages at the high school that he coached. And man, I could stay there all day. I could have stayed there all day, but you know, he had to go, and that just served as proof is that I still like playing. It's just not with people that make me not want to be social and be around, you know? Yeah, I think that's pretty much the biggest problems out of my second year. The fact that there's still cases of academic misconduct, and like the longer and longer the more and more time I spend around Dr. Blum, which is my boss. I'm pretty sure I mentioned her name at least once or twice in one of these videos. Uh, the more I distrust her. You know, it's like she tells me things that I'm fairly certain are wrong, and I find proof in the literature that she's wrong. So I'm not really sure if she's telling me these wrong things on purpose, or if she just thinks that she's doing the best by me, but doesn't quite know that she's not. I mean, you would think that uh, since she's a professor of chemistry, that she would have an idea about what she knows well and what she doesn't know. And when there are gaps in her knowledge, and when they're not. But, I can honestly say I don't really take everything she says wholeheartedly anymore. Like, I really don't trust her. I rely mostly on literature for, help about gaining understanding about reactivity that I've never seen before, and learning how to set up experiments and whatnot. Yeah, okay. That's where I want to stop it.